Hi, my name is Ali, and today I'm going to focus on the training and assessment of the business unit BSP BU 511 Develop and Implement an E-Business Strategy. If you go to the Australian Government Australian Skills Quality Authority website, or ASQA in short, ASQA, then we can see that there are different clauses given in relevance to conduct effective assessment. The important elements are fairness, flexibility, validity, and reliability. So fairness means that an individual can challenge the result of the assessor, and that produces the transparency in marking. Validity means that the student can demonstrate the skills in similar situations. Flexibility means that an assessor is using range of assessment methods to assess the student, and the reliability means that the results of the assessor are comparable against different results of other assessors, and the outcome is more or less the same. In the flexibility, the range of assessment methods. The most commonly used methods are summative, in which final exam is the example. So these are high stake exams. But as an assessor, I will focus on the formative assessment and the diagnostic assessment. The formative assessment means the in-class activities in which the students can present their results. So these in-class activities can be in the form of presentations. Uh, Apart from the diagnostic assessment, they can be the mock tests or the self-tests. Sorry about that. And the self-tests. So these self-tests, if possible, they can be recorded. That provides further or indicate further areas for improvement. Whatever assessment is being done, they must be compared against the ASQA assessment requirements. So these are the different requirements, for example, undertaking a value chain analysis, threats and opportunities, cost and revenue impacts. If you look at the unit itself, then there are certain elements that needs to be addressed for the e-business strategy unit. Firstly, analyze. Secondly, evaluate. Thirdly, design. And fourthly, implement. So if you look at these units one by one, and we give some task to a student, we can ask the student to select one business. For example, my business is the online tutoring business. I also provide offline, but let's work on the online because the business unit is e-business. The student will research and find out what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, or threats, or the SWOT analysis of the business. That will be part of the investigation. It will also investigate the current value chain, the supplier, the distributor, all these intermediaries that may come between supplier and the final delivery of service. The student can evaluate that, a student can investigate that, and then find out a business model that best fits in selling the tutoring business. For example, one business model can be a sales funnel, an online sales funnel that integrates different tools of the Facebook and the website and the webinars, the advertisements, the landing pages, and see if some other model is used, then which model will be the best one. The student will develop the plan and produce it visually on Microsoft Word or on OneNote. The OneNote is quite good because it gives you freedom in moving or making the diagrams with freehand. Microsoft Word has some limitations. And apart from that, in In the in the evaluation, the student can also work on the revenues and the cost, just like written here, the documentation, policies, so formulate purpose, revenue impacts, determining costs. So the student can work on this too and find out what are what will be the likely profit if a certain design is implemented. The student can also implement the whole thing in in the RTO's intranet through a website on which different students can remark and suggest areas for improvement with the help of their critical thinking. They will form part of the peer assessment, and the trainer or assessor will finally look at all these all this performance of the student and then mark accordingly. Everything has to be checked against the ASQA's assessment requirements, so all these elements must be covered. The student should also work on the policies or legal bindings that may restrict the business from expanding on different customer segments. For example, in the tutoring business, if the tutor does not have the blue card, then he may not be able to provide the services to the underage students. For adults, that is not required. So that's all from my side for today. In other words, if you want to assess the material or the methodologies, everything has to be according to the assessment requirements of ASQA. And I just simply demonstrated the example through this business unit, e-business strategy. Thanks for listening. My name is Ali.